Nation Cowboy Headquarters and America team. We are 6 deep tonight. We definitely getting pulled over tonight because we are riding 6 deep tonight. I hope everybody got their ID card identification because guess what? We rolling dirty tonight, baby. What's up, everybody? We are tonight on What's Up Wednesday. And before we get started, we want to thank all our subscribers and all those that follow this channel, man, because without you, this is definitely impossible. And here we are. We're sitting with the OGs of the OGs, B2 Real right below me. And we got Mikey 520. We got Who Is Huddle. I guess that's like Who Is Swag. We got 21 Armando 21. And we got our new dude that's been kicking in with always with good content. Allow me to buddy in sports. So here we are, guys. We are in the house. What's up with you guys, man? Everybody doing okay?
You know, it was a long weekend.
Oh, I tell you, it was a real long weekend.
You're telling me.
I hope y'all got your Costco in, your church in, you got good with God, all that stuff. You did your honey-do list, because you know, that's what a good cowboy man does. Because don't tell me nothing on Sunday, not even shopping for the rest of the season.
Right?
Yeah. That's what, yeah, because that's exactly what it was. It was like boring, just boring with no game, man. So, B2 Real, what's up, baby? Glad you joined in with us now. I see you got your Ben DiNucci.
Benvenuti. What's up, my people? Man, I'm glad to be here, man. I'm excited and delighted.
You know,
Real types of football.
How fast those caps sell out?
Now they got some new ones on the link, so
I want that blue one.
I saw it today. You better check it out.
I'm gonna go check. I gotta check it out.
That's what's
What
up.
up, Buzz?
All right. What's up, Mikey 520, all the way from the AZ? What's up with you, brother? You are sitting still. You're not riding in the truck. You're not rolling down the hills. You're actually stable. What's going on with you, brother?
Just flex a little bit.
Yeah, look at that. You got that new cap.
Hey, honestly, when I saw this thing, I needed it. You know, I didn't see those other Super Bowls. That was my first Super Bowl, and that's the sweetest. Super Bowl 27, and I had to get it with that patch. Aside from flaunting my stuff, I'm fantastic. My team is 6-2, hasn't seen its full potential. There's frauds that are undefeated, and we got potentially the best player in the league, and he's not our quarterback. And it's nothing but good vibes and a good time on the Cowboys huddle.
Well, let's give it up for that one now. I'm telling you, I love it. Woo! That got me fired up, Mikey. That got me fired up, man. And the life of the 300-pounder is in the house. Who is Huddle? So, what's going on? Tell us a little bit what you got going on today, brother.
Finally, the big fella has come back to the huddle. Fellas, I am so happy to see y'all. I am living the life of the 300-pounders. And who is Huddle? I am Huddle. That's what I am. I changed my name this week just so everybody know that I am so Huddle. I'm Huddle. All right. Yeah. I'm excited, man. Last week it was some family issues I had to take care of. I say, but the big fella's back, and let's talk about a little damn football. You know, I was jealous of Rube sending me that damn video here on the front row of Manhattan, Kansas, watching his Longhorns win. Then I'm jealous of Armando always coming up with a sweet ass hat that I don't have. Then I'm jealous of B2 Real turning up Dallas upside down. Mikey got the Mr. T gold hanging around his neck. He knows Spanish people don't do that. And G is still buckled in his car seat. He got out of it earlier today, and he got a whooping for it. And I'm upset about this. Look, man, you know you're supposed to stay seated at all times until they unbuckle you, and you know it. So let's talk a little football, and I'm happy to see everybody.
All right, that's what's up. That's
freight train, boy.
That's what's up. I'm not going to even go there. I got mine in this morning, so I ain't going to even go there. Anyway, so 21 Armando 21. What's going on with you, buddy?
You already know we living it up. Ready for this. This to me, this is a big game, man. This next game. I know they're depleted, but this is a big game, guys. This is I hate Green Bay. I hate Green
Hell
Bay.
yeah.
Ain't no other word. So
I
to
hate
me, this is
Green
a big game, man. Whether they're depleted or not, I mean, to me, it's let's kick them while they're down. Fuck it.
It was a catch.
Yeah,
It was a
we
catch.
because
And
we know they
Armando hates somebody if he said, "Man, fuck it."
he mean business by that. Armando, what you saying? Dez caught the ball.
Dez caught it. We know everybody knows.
They all know.
And that's the way we feel about it. It was a caught ball. So nobody say we caught the ball. All right, so let's move right on to the man straight out of Austin, Texas, right here in the land of where everything is big in Texas. Allow me to buddy in sport. What's up with you, baby? What's going on, Rue?
Man, it was a hell of a weekend. Like the big man told you, baby. I had a long ass weekend. Took advantage of the bye week and headed my ass to Kansas. Headed up Manhattan, and I'm telling you right now, Manhattan, Kansas has some of the nicest people in the entire college world in it. Because I was probably in welcome to Kansas.
I've heard, man,
7 to 10 times. Because I'm straight up some of the nicest fans you'll ever meet. One of the coolest little dances you'll ever see in a stadium. That student section is livid. It was awesome. It was a hell of an experience, and it was even sweeter that we won. I will just leave it at that.
Well,
That second half
wait a
definitely
minute.
scared me.
Before I let you go, I got to put this one up here, brother.
You got a question. You got a question.
Ooh.
All right. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to tell you just like this. TCU is probably the hungriest team in college football right now. They showed you that last week.
LSU was, I think.
Texas did not look good in the second half of that ball game against K-State. I'm just going to put it out there right now. They didn't look good at all. They scored 6 points in that second quarter. They almost let that team come back in a hostile crowd at home. And I'm telling you right now, I lived it. It was close. It was definitely closer than comfort for me. Does Texas have what it takes to beat TCU? Absolutely. But they got to start finishing these games because you're not going to finish like that and beat TCU. You finish like that, they going to beat you. And they're hungry. I don't think there's a team hungrier than them in college football. They feel disrespected that they were left out as an undefeated team. And I understand. And I can see that they're playing with passion, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? And we can talk about Texas and TCU before we get into this, but TCU, man, they got that new coach, man. And Sonny Dykes got them playing, man. Woo!
On fire.
So, but this is going to be a true test, TCU and Texas. Definitely going, and they're playing in Texas, right?
Yes. Predicted to come in last. Game day is coming back to Austin.
Okay.
TCU was predicted to come in last, if I'm not mistaken. They were predicted to come in last. They are undefeated.
Wow.
So shout out to TCU. I got nothing but respect.
All right. So let's give a big shout out to everybody that's in the Cowboy Huddle chat right now. We got Track Hawk is in the house. 432 in the house. Felicia Collins in the house. Larry Gillespie's in the house. Buzz 6.4 is in the house. Joel is in the house.
Yeah.
Ivan's in the house. He's a regular as well.
Larry Ivan.
All the way out of South Carolina, South Crackalacky. That's what they call it, South Crackalacky, baby. He said he's ready. So, hey, man, big ups to all of y'all for being here tonight, because I know we all are getting prepared for something that's in the making, and that's us going up to Wisconsin and trying to pull off this win. So, hey, let's go right into it, man, because I know we had a week off, week 10. So let's go into this power ranking deal. Let's kind of see where we sit right quick, and let's kind of we'll go through 1 through 10, and just to see what you guys think about how they got us, how they got this lined up.
This is straight from NFL.
Yeah, this is straight from NFL.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So we got Philadelphia at number 1, which was previously at number 2. So, guys, do y'all think this is where they need to be? I mean,
they're undefeated.
They're undefeated. Give it to them.
They're undefeated. You have to.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to give them that, right? Okay.
Yes,
so,
sir.
They're undefeated.
Okay.
I
So,
never agree with that shit.
Oh shit!
Put him at 2.
I know you're right, Chris. I'm with
Don't
you on
spit
that
on
one,
me
Chris.
and tell me
The
it's
hell with
raining,
that.
boy.
The hell
Don't
with
spit
that.
on me and tell me it's raining, boy.
So they saying that, Philadelphia was founded in 1933. They are 8-0 for the first time ever. Turns out that there can still be happiness after the demise of the Phillies or whatever. I'm talking about baseball.
Gary, I got one question for you though. Bro.
What's that? What you got?
1933 and they got 1. 1960 we got 5.
Yeah, I know it, bro. I know it. I totally agree with you. But hey, let's let them enjoy the spotlight.
Let them enjoy shit.
Because I'm telling you right now, December 24th, they got a day, and we're going to play the Grinch that night. I hope they stay undefeated until we meet them. I hope they do.
Hey, Chris was playing the Grinch the other day with his grandbabies. I don't know if you caught it.
Yeah, that's high. That's high.
Is that
That
right?
beautiful video.
That's funny. That's funny. So, well, we're going to play the Grinch when we play them on the 24th. I promise you that. So here we are, guys. We got Buffalo that was previous number 1. They dropped to number 2. How did that happen? What happened, guys?
Number 2, they should be number 5. They have 2 losses. They have a loss to the Jets. A loss to the Jets. And I understand losing to Miami in Miami, but that Jet loss is ugly.
But you know what? The Bills are 0-2 in their division.
That's right. That is so true. They are.
Miami and Buffalo. But or Miami and the Jets.
I think they should have dropped a little bit more than just 2, but but they have them at 2, and I think the consensus, from what I've seen all day, they're pretty much at 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any way you can put them in front of Kansas City. I don't think you can put these guys in front of Kansas City.
No, you cannot.
You cannot put these guys in front of Kansas City. Has beat them every single time they've played. Every single time they've played against each other, Kansas City has handled their business and won this game.
Yeah, they have. Well, you see how they came back.
You can't put Buffalo ahead of them. Honestly, you can make an argument.
You can because this year head to head Buffalo got it. So you can say that.
Yes,
but the season adapts. The season progresses, man. Like it's that these. The Jets loss to me is not as ugly as you describe it. I'm gonna be honest, because that Jets defense is legit.
Yeah, and I say this here too, Rube, but
Josh Wilson,
they're going by being week 10. You know what I'm saying? So if you would have put this like in week 8, yeah, for sure they probably would have kept week 7. They probably would have put Kansas City, but yeah, as far as you say head to head, Buffalo, but but I agree with you, Rube, about the Jets. What were you saying about the Jets?
They're legit. That defense is legit. That is a legit defense. They got decent weapons. And Zach Wilson's not. I've never been a Zach Wilson believer. I didn't like him in college when he played at BYU. I was never a fan of his. But that defense, man, Sauce Gardner is legit. Their presence on the front line is legit. Like the Jets have a real defense. If there's a competition for best defense, it's basically between us and them. Yeah. I can't think of a better than those two.
Well, you got to remember where the head coach came from. He come from 49ers. He's finally getting this team
solid.
So can we scroll up to the Cowboys?
Okay, hold tight. Hold on, we gonna get there.
Is it Salah or Salah?
It's Dallas.
It's Dallas.
Yeah. So on this number 3, guys. So, Big Chris, what do you think about Kansas City Chiefs being in number 3?
Well, the Dallas Texans really have improved this since we need to talk about Dallas, like B2 Real said. The Dallas Texans are looking really good. They literally should have lost the game, but they came through, and the only reason they came through because Tennessee has no offense right now other than Derrick Henry. And once they shut him down, the game was over.
And they came back and won that game too, didn't they? They came back and won that game against the Titans, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Ugly game.
Damn.
Oh, it did.
All right.
But Tennessee got their formula though. Each time they play them tough. So that's a formula you got to take. But you got to give it to what Kansas City could do. If they're down 10 points plus, there's like a 60% margin that Patrick Mahomes will bring them back, opposed to Josh Allen. If you're on top of Josh Allen, he tries to do too much, and he loses the game.
Yeah, well, we saw that. We saw that just last Sunday. So here we are, B2 Real, your Cowboy, our Dallas Cowboys at number 4. So what do you think about this being at number 4, brother?
I think it's it's properly placed as in week 8, but come week 11, I think we're going to be at number 1. I don't think nobody's going to be able to move us off that spot. We just advancing too much offensively and defensively. We just too strong. So I think that week 11, the power rank is definitely going to change, but I think 4 is a good spot.
I think it will too. And you know what we just saw on last week, how Dak distributed that ball around the field like he did, man. I think we all can say we was waiting to see that. And it was good to see that he was placing that ball to each one of the receivers and Pollard doing his thing. So Chris, this is you think this is a good ranking where they got us ranked right now?
I think we should be ranked number 1. I'm all Homer today. Okay. I ain't gonna lie. I'm Homer today. Okay. We should be ranked number 1. I said, because, number 1, we're the Cowboys. That's number 1. Number 2, we're the Cowboys. And number 3, we're the Cowboys. So I proved my point. We should be ranked number 1.
Are you wait a minute, Chris. Are you having like a social experiment with us? Are you like, because when you're objecting and you dissect the Cowboys, you get a reaction from listeners and your followers, but now you're super homering it, and we're like, okay, but are you doing this deliberate for your followers to calm down, or what's going on?
I don't understand what you're talking about, Mikey.
Christopher Lee.
I have been a Cowboy fan for a very, 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 very long time.
You're a fan.
I've always been pro Cowboy. We shouldn't be number 1, period.
Yeah.
So
Objectively.
Mikey, he's being a Cowboy fan, Mikey. That's what he's doing. He's being a Cowboy fan right now.
No, fan. There's a difference between being fan and fanboy and not having any kind of objectivity.
So are you saying, Mikey, I am out of character? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think you're totally in character. That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to get back to the regular one. I can't find it.
Hold on.
Are you
rave going on over there? What's happening?
Yeah, it's a rave.
Keep going, Chris. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
there you go.
No, man. Look. All right. To be honest, okay. I thought it was a little high, and the reason why I thought it was high, to be honest, okay, is because of performances of other teams since we played them, okay, and that's how they go by in college too. They really just go off your power rankings off of the people you played, okay. Other than Cincinnati. Other than the Eagles, and we lost to them, so I think it's a little high. I would have had us at 6. Okay, 6 is a good number. But the reason I say this is because once we beat Green Bay, and once we destroy the Vikings, because we need to destroy the Vikings. Okay, then if we're number 4, number 3, I'd be happy. Okay. I would. That's just I was fooling around earlier, but I think 4 is a little high for us. But I think we should be like at 6. Then once we win these 2 games, because they're both going to be road games, because road games mean something. You can win at home, but it takes a little more effort to win on the road. So I think if we pull off these 2 wins, I think then number 4 or number 3 would be very, very, very comfortable for me.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, so and you're right. I'm sure that it will change. I mean, as you can tell, last week we was ranked at 4 as well. So we've been there for the last 2 weeks. So I agree. Once we beat Green Bay, and maybe when we beat Green Bay, we might even move up, because you got to remember, we don't even know if Josh Allen is going to play this Sunday. He has an issue with his arm. So It might be a backup quarterback going in for him. So this thing could change real quick, guys. So
I would have had us in front of Buffalo. I would have had us at 3. I would have had it just because Buffalo is 0-2 in the division. That's big right there. When you're 0-2 in your division, that's a big thing right there.
And Steven's A list has us at 3 because the list is fluid. It's fluid. Hey,
NFL power rankings are tough, man. It's really tough. It's all subjective anyway.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Ranking is subjective. Of course, right now there is a clear number one. I don't know who they are, but there's a clear number one.
Yeah, there is.
And everybody else is fighting. So, it is what it is.
While the power rankings are going up, and I'm going to take kind of what you said of what other teams are doing, Chris, even teams we played, but overall, what the NFL looks like. The Tampa Bay Bucks don't look good. The LA Rams don't look good. The only team that looks really good that you could say is us and the Eagles. And I'm talking about just in the NFC. But there's chinks in a lot of the armors. Like, can you say that there is a power team? That's yet to be determined. And I think our spot in the power rankings reflects on a word that I hate using, but it's appropriate, and that's potential. That we hung in with the backup quarterback in the front end of our schedule, and we hung in with the undefeated team, gave them a run for the money without our starting quarterback. We saw what our starting quarterback could potentially be and what our defense is in real life. It's something tangible, as well as our running game and what the revelation of Tony Pollard and the use of Tony Pollard has been. So I believe number 4 is appropriate. I wouldn't fight if we were 6. I get what Chris is saying, and I back that sentiment completely.
That's what's up, and that's so true. So this is what I heard I was just on TikTok earlier doing a live, and I heard one guy come in on my live. He said he sees Baltimore Ravens versus the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Allow me to butt in, Root. What do you think? What do you think about these Baltimore Ravens, man? Well, I mean, they was previously number 6. Here they are number 5. Are they that good, or are they that bad?
The problem is they don't have the depth. They don't have the weapons.
They're getting their guys back.
But they really don't have. They don't really have a number 1 receiver at the end of the day.
Right.
Who's the number 1 receiver? The number 1 receiver that plays for the Ravens, at least in my eyes, from what I've seen, is a special teams player. And I mean, Devin Duvernay. I mean, that's the most consistent guy.
Mark
that I've
Andrews.
Seen. You have Mark Andrews, but he's a tight end.
He's coming back.
You have a tight end with nothing on the outside to help him with. And I mean, it's you find yourself in a situation as talented as Mark Andrews is, there's only so many times you're just going to be able to keep on going to him. Now, they are also susceptible on defense, which is one of those things where it's like it's just being at 5 is really just a testament to Lamar Jackson, if we're being honest with ourselves, because that man is just a monster with what he's able to do with that offense, because there's not a whole lot going on around him. They're going to get their guys back eventually, but even with Mark Andrews, there's not a whole lot of help for him on the outside.
That's a good segue, man. That's a good segue.
Yeah, for sure. That is good. And basically, it makes sense. It makes sense. It really does. So I totally agree with you. So let's go on to rank 6 so we can get back to our Dallas Cowboys. Let's go with Be Too Real. Be Too Real. Is this let's see, is this a fluke or is this the truth with San Francisco 49ers? Should they be 6 or should they be lower or higher? What do you think about the 49ers?
I don't think anything about the 49ers. I stopped looking at it after 4, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. So we'll ask.
I think I'm a little bit more homer than Chris is today.
Okay. So we're just going with the power rankings. But okay. So Armando, what do you think, brother, about the 49ers?
You know what? With the Niners, I'm still iffy. I feel like they're still like, are they going to be good? Are they not going to be good? We've seen a little flash of Christian McCaffrey. Is he going to stay healthy? So I honestly think that's a little bit high for the Niners, but
yeah.
I would have put Minnesota in front of them.
Yeah. And with that being said, Mikey, we got Minnesota at 7. Do you agree with this? Which they was previously ranked at 7. So is this a good spot for them, or is that too high, too low? What do you think?
I think aren't they the hottest team in the NFL right now? Aren't they on what is it, 7-game winning streak?
I'm
7-1.
They lost their first game and they won 7. You gotta give respect to what a winning streak is in the NFL. Winning one game alone is something, but they actually have an offensive coordinator, not a defensive coordinator, like our own Mike Zimmer. They got Kirk Cousins is gonna be Kirk Cousins. He's gonna be his bang for his regular season buck and his non-primetime buck. But you gotta respect his weapons. His weapons are undeniable. Justin Jefferson is a beast. The running back number 4, Florida State, is not coming to light right now. But Dalvin Cook, thank you. Dalvin Cook is a monster. They can lean on their running game, but they have a good outside game. And Kirk Cousins, his maturation process is in front of us. So, and he has the coach that really wants him and that's going to support him. And 7 games in a row is nothing to sneeze at.
I don't think they're getting enough publicity, really, man. I mean, they're talking about the Eagles, but Minnesota is 7-1. I mean, dude,
that video got more publicity than their actual record. So, but it's gonna and they're talking about the I know we have one more game, but they're talking about flexing that game for for Sunday night, which would put us in a bad because we'd have a late Sunday night game going into a Thursday game with the Giants. I don't know how good that would be, but that would be 3 primetime games all in a row: Sunday night, Thursday, and then Thursday night, which is good for some of us, but we don't know how that galling would be good on our team.
But then we get primetime Kirk Cousins.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, so and that's something, I totally agree with you, Mikey, on that, man. We'll just have to see what happens. And Dalvin Cook, if Dalvin Cook can just stay healthy, just the injury bug is just really wearing him out, man. But then we cannot put anything past Justin Jefferson. I mean, this guy, nobody's really talking about, but this guy is a beast. You matched up one-on-one against anybody out there. So, yeah, man, big ups to Minnesota for where they are. But, guess what?
And as much as it hurts to say this, as much as it hurts to say this, Justin Jefferson has to pass C.D. Lamb.
Yep, that's true.
Right now.
That's true. So here we are, guys. That's so true. So here we are running down to number 8. Mondo, what do you think about? They was previously ranked number 8. Here they are still at number 8. And they keep talking about King Henry. Okay, yeah, we finally relinquished the title from Ezekiel Elliott from 2016, which have carried the crown for so long. But again, I say basically you have to win something. You got to have some hardware to be called a king. But okay, rightfully so. Henry has the most yard. Derrick Henry has the most yard. So what do you think about this Tennessee Titan 21 Armando?
I think they're ranked good. Their offense is their team is pretty much Derrick Henry based. They have Malik Willis under center now, so I don't think we've seen a lot of Malik Willis. I think we've seen a little bit here and there, but their main focus is Derrick Henry. So as long as he stays healthy, I think they can make a run. But we all saw if Derrick Henry goes down, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. I agree, and that leads us right here to New York Jets. I know, Rue, you was just talking about the Jets. What is it that gets your attention with these Jets, Jets?
I'm gonna be honest with you. The Jets should be ahead of the Titans, and the Titans should be behind the Jets, the Seahawks, the Bengals, and the Dolphins. I wouldn't put them past any one of those teams. The only reason they're going to be ranked higher is because they're going to win their division. But if we're being honest with ourselves, they're not better than any one of those teams that are behind them. It's arguable that they're better than the Giants. It's arguable, especially Malik Willis does not make them better. I haven't seen anything from Malik Willis to make me think that he's the
what
better
you talking about? What
mean,
you talking about? You
sorry to
gotta
tell
finish.
you. Sorry to tell you. And the thing is, I
No,
was a Malik
you're supposed
guy.
to finish it, kid. You're supposed to finish it. You just told us your age. What you talking about, Willis?
Oh,
What you talking
snap.
about, Willie?
What are you talking
Yeah,
about? You talking
yeah.
about Shaft.
But now I agree with you though.
uh,
I agree with you on that, man. On the
I
jet.
mean, honestly, like they're way too high. If we're being honest, they don't really have. I mean, we talk about the Jets quarterback. Malik doesn't look much better if
Yep.
anything. And I'll tell you this, I'll take the Jets defense over theirs any day of the week, twice on
They,
Tuesday.
they got the
It's
sauce,
That's
boy.
awesome.
That
I was
boy's
just
the
ready to say that.
sauce.
That's awesome. Yeah, for sure. And listen here, man. These guys was ranked 14 last week. They moved up to number 9. They moved up 5 spots. So I mean,
they
with that
just beat the
win over
Bills.
who was that? They just beat
The Bills.
the Bills. Yeah. So yeah, that moved them up. So that leads us right here down here to this ranked number 10, the Seattle Seahawks. So Mikey, is the Seahawks for real, or is this what's going on with the Seahawks?
They are a disciplined, constructed team. They have their identity. Uh, lit- man, I drew a blank. What's their quarterback's name? Geno Smith.
Gino.
Yeah.
Geno Smith is is a perfect example of immaturity and growing into being a man. Sometimes some boys are blessed with talent and they're put in positions that they can't handle mentally. And they have to go through their trials, they gotta go through their troubles, they gotta they gotta go through whatever they gotta go through to finally achieve it. And he worked hard. And honestly, I'm happy for the guy. I'm really happy for Geno Smith because he was a joke. He was a punchline. He missed practices. He would go to the movies. He was, at, and I didn't understand it. You could see his arm and his arm talent, but he is the perfect example of what you teach any kid. You know what I mean? Any boy growing up, from maturity to working hard and sticking with it. And honestly, this is the Pete Carroll team. He's the one cooking, not Russ burning the box macaroni and cheese and Vienna sausages. This is this is this isn't filet mignon. This is the burger and fries, and they're playing great.
You guys,
And who would have thought that their division would have opened up and things would have happened? Because for the last couple of 3 years, the NFC West was maybe the strongest division opposed to the AFC West. But for them to do it with Geno Smith and legitimately stick to him is amazing. So they're appropriate.
Yeah.
did you guys,
And
did you guys see Pete Carroll? He took a shot at Russ today.
No, what'd he say?
happened?
What did he say?
He talked about, you know what, Geno Smith is actually going off the wristband. Back then we had hesitation off the wristband. He was talking about Russ. He said this man, he's pretty much saying, you know what, this guy's going with what we give him. Back then we weren't able to do that because Russ was hesitant. He didn't say Russ, but we all knew who he was talking about.
Of course.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
And Geno Smith's story does not exist. Geno Smith's
Yeah.
story, like front or back, that doesn't exist. To go from bust to backup to bust to starting star now, like that's crazy.
Yep.
Like I hope he does well. I can't lie, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Well, and this week is interesting for them. They're playing in Munich, Germany against the GOAT. So that's going to be, and who would have thought that matchup, two first place teams, and who they've come from so left field. And I can't stand the Seahawks and their fan base. They get on my nerves. But Geno and what's happening, especially Russ, yes, it's a little bit against Russ and throwing shade on Russ because we can't stand some of his phony ass shit, like doing high knees on a fucking plane. Get the fuck out of here with that. So more Geno does better, more it's up to Russ, and I love that.
Well, and this is what they're saying. Even Geno Smith said himself. He said they wrote me off, but I didn't write back. And basically, everybody did write him off. They wrote him off, and basically, it was more like, hey, I didn't write back. But good luck to those guys. I don't know if they're real or not, but we'll see. I mean, I haven't looked at their schedule, but good luck to them. Let's see what happens. So, hey, let's go ahead and move right on, man. And here, let's talk about the elephant in the room, man. And I'm sure everybody done heard about it and what's going on. and what's on the verge that could happen. But it's been told here lately that Ezekiel Elliott has joined the growing chorus of the Cowboys publicly lobbying for the three-time Pro Bowler to bring his pass catching talent and his rehab left knee to Dallas following Wednesday practice. Elliott talked about what a 9-year veteran would bring to the locker room. We know what type of player Odell is, Elliott said. We know how explosive he can be and what he can be for this offense. It'll be great to get him down here in Dallas, another weapon for our repertoire. We want him. We want OBJ. So, come on, y'all already know that this is the talk. Everybody's talking about it, and it's looked like that. It looked like that's where we're going. So, Dallas Cowboy Chris, are you with us, brother?
Oh, we talking about the Cowboys? Oh, So, shit, I was just waiting on y'all to get through. I was just
went right past y'all because I see y'all was not interested. That was the format.
I was like, okay, all right, power rankings, whatever. Shit, it don't matter. The power rankings don't matter until the end of the season. But let's talk about this conversation, okay? What was the question?
That's Allen Iverson. That was Allen Iverson. He was also the answer, too.
Talking about practice.
You know what? Some people love to hear themselves talk. I can tell you that right now.
All right, man. I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to answer your question.
Right down below. So,
honestly, me personally, I don't like talking about maybes. Okay? Because it's been the lead on Sports Center. It's been the lead on every other show, any kind of football subject. This has been the lead because the Cowboys is talking to OBJ. Okay, OBJ is talking to everybody. He's talking to everybody. Whoever gets the best deal, that's who he's going to. I'm literally sick and tired of it. I don't want to talk about it until that man signs on the dotted line. When he becomes a Cowboy, let's talk about OBJ. OBJ still right now won't be ready until December. Okay? So why would you sign somebody hurt? Go get me a middle linebacker. Let's talk about that.
Let me give you an update.
Hold on, you asked me a question. I was trying to answer your question. You know, you had a whole segment about power rankings. You asked the big fella about OBJ, and I'm trying to tell you about OBJ. Okay? I missed y'all. Go ahead, give it to me, Gary. I'm ready.
No, I'm listening. But I was giving you an update that they're saying that his status could be out this week. So that's what they're saying is possibility that his status right now. They're saying that his agent is giving out right now that he's going to be, he'll be healthy and things like that. But they're still waiting to see his status as far as his rehab on his knee. So that's where we are with that.
I got a question. For everybody on the panel, and then I'm done and I'm going to listen. Who you rather have, OBJ or Amari Cooper?
Well, what do you think about that? Well, let's ask B2 Real that one.
Oh God.
Are we talking about a right now OBJ?
We don't talking about.
I mean,
that's ambiguous.
I mean,
right now.
That's ambiguous.
I think that I would rather have Amari Cooper back in the lineup for the simple fact that he's not an accident waiting to happen, for one. And then for two, he knows the system. I feel like Amari Cooper would benefit that locker room. I think it would bring some kind of, fire back to that offense. CeeDee Lamb would step up more. I think it would be great for the whole organization if we had Amari Cooper back in the lineup. I would love to see them shoot him to $20 million because I don't understand how OBJ is still available. Is it because he's a free agent or?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Okay, so yeah,
but what keeps him not still on the market is the ambiguity with his knee. We don't know what's going on with him, and there's a lot of teams reluctant. You keep going with your point, Brandon.
Well, my point is this: Amari Cooper. That's who I would rather see But this topic of OBJ to the Cowboys, since we can't get Amari, I would like to see it. I would like to see it because uh he does bring a star kind of quality to the offense, that we haven't seen in any other player. I don't remember us going to get like no Megatron or nobody with no big name like that
Roy Williams,
offensively
baby,
before.
Roy Williams.
Stop.
No, stop. But check
T.O.
it.
Hey,
T.O.
shout
Check
out
it.
Roy
This
Williams.
is my
T.O.
take.
T.O.
This is my
T.O.
take on
was,
it, bro.
T.O.
To
yeah. I mean,
and I mean Amari.
Yeah,
Amari,
Amari.
Amari,
I mean,
Amari, Amari. See, Amari was a name like, oh man, he's good. He's real good. But
he
I
was
But
think
there's
that's
number
the guy.
one.
questions with Amari.
He
There
came
was
in, stepped
questions.
right in, was the number one. There was no doubt in anybody's mind that
But
Amari Cooper
Right,
was
but
the
because
number
before
one
we
because
receiver.
got him, before they made the deal, there was questions of his effort or his love of football
Yeah.
and
Tell me
his
what Raider doesn't
demeanor.
have that tag
And some
on.
of those things did come along. Like, of course, he's a route runner, but some of those little things crept in. And honestly, Getty, like how I said, good segue, Rue, earlier, because you were talking about the Baltimore Colts. And then we talked about the 49ers, because I thought we were gonna stop at the Cowboys, but we went on with the power ranking. But the biggest plus of the Cowboys getting OBJ is getting OBJ for ourselves and keeping him away from making another team better. So I think that's one of the best pluses of getting OBJ and getting OBJ for the price that we want to give him. I think we have more leverage
Yeah.
in this aspect, considering his injury, and we're not wanting him to be our number one. We have a number one, and hopefully by getting OBJ opens up more targets for number one or Salter, just having another weapon. But taking OBJ away from another team and putting him on a roster for say the max 3 million. 3 million with incentives, I'll be happy with that. Anything over 4 million, I have a problem with that because we're only renting him for a month. For a month, and but they're pitching to him. If you help the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, what that does to your brand and what it does for us, Mr. T could always use another ring on this chain. What would forever cement him as as a Cowboy. Bernie Kosar is still right here to me. He's still right here. He rode 1 year with us, help us bridge us to a Super Bowl. And Bernie Kosar has a jersey, man. Like so,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the best thing is to get him so nobody else gets him.
Yeah. Okay, Rue, what do you think about this situation, OBJ?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's a situation we could have avoided from the very beginning of the season. So I tend to lean with Chris on this because it's like we really found ourselves in a spot where it's like we went out and got ourselves a receiver. We have $20 million available on the cap. We didn't go get a receiver. We didn't trade for anybody.
We
And
could have
now
kept
find
our
ourselves in
receiver.
this. We could have just kept the guy that we had who was doing good. And it really makes me question what happened with that whole scenario because we gave him away for peanuts. It was personal, but
Peanuts.
why? Like, what was the personal thing that went on? Because I mean, it couldn't have been between him and Dak. So was
He
it
didn't
him
get
in
the
the front
Yeah,
jab.
office?
He
he
didn't.
called him the
He didn't
Black
take the
Kirk
jab.
Cousins.
He didn't
He
take
what?
the jab.
He called him the Black Kirk Cousins. That's what he called him.
That
Those
was
are rumors. We don't know if it actually happened.
that's
Though.
real though. Like I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm
real.
saying.
Dude, that's enough to get.
Amari Cooper was the one who told everyone about Jerry Jones's daughter. That's
Yeah.
why he. No, I'm joking. I don't
Okay.
know.
I know. I was just saying. I didn't read that one.
I thought you were about to spill some beans. I was like, I didn't read
There's
that
a
on
rumor
Boy,
going
look
TMZ.
at that.
around
Hey,
about
that's
me
false
and
news.
you.
That did not come from the huddle. That's false news.
Stirring up
Oh,
a little
I was about to
town.
say, like,
But
damn,
I
okay,
think
like,
what
all
it,
right.
what it was, what the nail
Got
in the
personal
coffin
with
was,
it.
was the fact that we would have had him available for that Raider game, and he didn't take the jab, so they pushed him back, and we didn't have him a Raider. We didn't have him available for that Raider game, which I know Jerry Jones wanted to win that game because that's the Raiders and Al Davis and the whole. So we didn't
And
have him available,
Thanksgiving. And
and it was
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and that was. I think that's why it became personal, man. It became
Yeah.
personal because of that. And then you give him up for a fifth round pick and a bologna sandwich, fried bologna. We'll say fried bologna.
Yeah, those are good.
But
Fried
Hey,
bologna
don't
is
sleep on
delicious
no
though.
fried bologna.
Yeah, because
My
fried bologna's
bad.
good.
I don't know what
It's
just
But
happened.
you know what?
delicious. With some Miracle
nobody
Whip.
has. Hey, nah, I don't know about all that. But you know what? Nobody has said. OBJ is looking for a long-term deal. He came out and said it. He
He
wants
wants
a
Right.
3
long-term
years.
deal. Yeah, he wants 3 years or more. So I don't know if that's the answer, but I
The,
don't know.
the
I don't
thing
know.
is, I mean, are you signing OBJ to a 3-year deal right now? I don't know if you can, man. Like he hasn't been healthy for a full season, and I don't even know how long. The thing is, it feels like one of those moves, like kind of like the Buccaneers did with Antonio Brown. But
Yeah.
they signed
But
AB to a
paid off.
1-year deal. You're talking about a 1-year deal with OBJ, okay? But we talking 3-year deal, guaranteed money, this, that, and the third, like upper end of paid wide receivers. I don't know if you can pay that kind of tag with the Cowboys
Yeah.
and what we
I
got
don't
going
think
out in
they
that
are
place.
going to pay that. I don't think.
Was it
Honestly, I don't think they are.
Is it the same ACL or is it a different?
Same
From
one.
what I understand,
It's the
and I
same
got-
one.
From what I understand about that, though, that actually is a blessing in disguise. And I got this
They
from my
corrected it.
buddy at the Cowboys beat, because apparently they didn't do that first surgery as good as they could have or something. And they actually went in, and now it's better than it was. They had like a better, like it's basically fixed now. So the injury was almost a blessing in disguise.
So it's
The knee should be
refurbished.
yeah, basically, it should be stronger now than it was after the
Upgraded.
first initial tear. After the
Oh,
first
okay.
initial tear, apparently there was a problem with the repair, and now they've corrected the error. So
Yeah.
So what's the,
apparently
so
it's
what's the
stronger.
consensus
But
on
I
the
mean,
panel?
dude, that's still an
Is it
ACL.
yes or no?
Yeah, let's ask the
Well,
panel.
it depends on two. Are we sleeping on James Washington? Because I remember there was this little old show. There was this little
Stop.
old show
Oh
called
my
Mic'd Up.
God.
There was a little show Mic'd Up. We only had a couple of episodes, and my producer James through a beautiful montage of James Washington scoring and kicking butt on Oklahoma State, and we were psyched and optimistic when he was the option. So is James Washington out?
We don't know. Now it's been told that he should be available after the bye. Don't
And
know.
then-
So,
The thing is, you guys need to know if we get OBJ, who are we cutting?
I
somebody's
know
gonna
we
get
have
cut.
a talented team.
James Washington. They ain't gonna cut Noah Brown because Noah Brown been with us since 1992. They're not gonna get rid of
Leighton
him.
Vander Esch.
Yeah.
You're not
Hey,
cutting Leighton Vander Esch. That's not happening.
when you guys said that the Super Bowl might be Baltimore Cowboys, like just shoot Blade Vander Esch in the damn leg and not let him go on the damn plane.
Honestly, man, if we go back to the power rankings, now that I've sat here and like thought about it, there ain't no way that I can put anybody over Kansas City. I can't. Even the Eagles. The Eagles are number 2. Kansas City.
You're gonna make Chris pissed off. This is a Cowboy show. You realize that, right?
No, I know. You like put it in my head just now, and it's
So
like,
Birdman said OBJ
That could be
ain't
your
worth a
final right
long-term contract.
No, he's
Hey,
not.
Birdman
It
need to
is
shut
not.
up.
Yeah, Birdman would. Of course he would. Of course he'd say that. He's an Eagles fan. You don't want him on the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Hell
for
no.
sure.
no, he don't.
But here's
You
the
don't want
deal,
him over
though,
here.
and I think this is the reason that Jerry had to entertain this, because guess who's also entertaining OBJ? The reunion with the New York Giants. So now
Yeah.
Jerry's putting a
Rams too. I mean, everybody is.
Yeah, everybody is. But do you want to play against OBJ or do you want to play with? We did that with Deion Sanders. We did that with Charles Haley. We did that with Ken Norton. So, now Jerry's in a position that's mud in his face because you had a receiver. You don't have a receiver anymore. Now here we are talking about a receiver. So I think that is why where we are.
That was my point. I think we gain more by not letting him get on other teams for the right price
Yeah.
as well, and what he does.
Yeah. What's up, Big? What's up, Dallas Cowboy Chris? Hold on before you say I got something for you. Hold on, before you go there, I got something for you. Hold on, let me get it. Here we go. This is gonna be just for Dallas Cowboy Chris. Get ready, guys. Here it comes. One more time.
Let's go.
All right.
So first of all, y'all still didn't answer my homeboy question. Was it a yes or no? So I heard you, Armando. And second of all, what receiver in the NFC in the history, you said, would we rather play against OBJ or have him on the team? OBJ only had one miraculous catch on the Cowboys. Other than that, he never done anything against the Cowboys. Okay? So that's number one. Number two is anybody else actually just showed out on the Cowboys is the man me and Armando met in Las Vegas. That was Santana Moss. He used to kill us. Other than that, people in the East, receivers have never killed us. T.O., okay, he had that one big game, but he was with the Niners at the time. Okay? So, I still say OBJ is not the answer right now. He may help the team. He'll help the team, but the answer right now, since we have built our team on defense, okay, I'd rather for them to go out and say, hey, man, let's go. I was mad that Chicago got rid of
Roquan.
I was like, Cowboys, what are you doing?
But who now, Chris? Who?
Are you
surprised?
Well, now, Rue, we don't have nobody now because
that's my point. At this point,
okay. So at this point, so now to me, it's just you window shopping because you had your chance before the trade deadline to get players in here that are impactors. Right now, we're focusing on a player that's still hurt and may not play for us until the end of December. And I think this is ridiculous. I think it's utterly ridiculous.
Don't sleep on Damone Clark. Don't sleep on Damone Clark. That boy fast and that boy good. It's like having two Michael Parsons on the field. Don't sleep on Damone Clark though. Like y'all sleeping on Damone. He's light in the bridges, but he's fast.
Damone Clark is not like Michael Parsons at all.
Absolutely,
Mikey.
Michael Parsons is generational talent.
You have to. You need to relinquish that. You need to take that statement out. Say I revamp that.
I'm not letting that one go by.
He needs to recant.
I got Michael Parsons right here.
No, they're so patient.
There's Michael Parsons right here. Sorry.
Listen, guys. Let me. Hey, stop, guys. Hold up.
Mikey Huddle show, and then just because I can't finish my statement, I'm talking about Damone Clark, who ain't played in 22 years, and really he got his ass blown out. If you watch the film too, don't make me do film on him in the game also. So let me tell you something, okay? Because when you come at the big fella, you got to come at me with some facts. Don't come at me with opinions, okay? So basically, your opinion is he's balling, but hey, the tape said in the game he played like shit. So I can pull it up and make you a video if you want to see it. So,
hey,
right.
It's a kid show.
Hey, please, because you are better with some sauce, and I love your content.
So basically, guys, to finish my statement, Mikey, can you mute it just for a second? So basically, to finish my statement is, okay, guys, we could do so much better. The Cowboys, all these, like I said, we're window shopping. We're banking on the old OBJ in New York. Okay, you banking on one quarter in the game in the Super Bowl. You banking on a name because that's what Cowboys used to do. They used to go out and get names. I need production. Production is what I need, and I don't think OBJ is the answer. That's just my opinion. Now, Mikey, go ahead, G. I'm sorry. Go ahead, G.
Let me ask you this. So what if CeeDee Lamb goes down? What if Michael Gallup goes down? Who steps in? I'm curious. Do we have somebody, if one of these guys go down, who steps in?
Okay.
Jalen Tolbert.
G, we just talked about Thanksgiving. We didn't have Amari Cooper, and we didn't have CeeDee Lamb. Our plus multiplier was our quarterback. I know we lost that game, but there was a lot of crap that was in that game. He didn't have those two guys, and he threw her 400 yards.
So
our quarterback is what we got to lean on.
So, Chris, who steps in if either one of those guys go down?
Can I answer your question in reverse? And I hate being a Cowboy fan because a lot of Cowboy fans do that. I'm gonna give you just who stepped in for Dak when he went down. Because when he came in, hold on, when Cooper Rush came in, we was just like, man, if we can only get 2 wins, we're happy. Okay, we don't know what the other guys can do until they get on the field. We don't. We didn't know what Cooper was going to do until he got on the field. We knew he wasn't better than that, but when he got there, he did his job. So we were happy. So I don't know what Jalen Tolbert's going to do. I don't know, God forbid, if your favorite player in the whole world, James Washington, come back and play. We don't know. We don't know. Hey, remember, I dogged out Noah Brown. Noah Brown, when he get on the field, he actually made plays. So those are... Go ahead, G.
Are you willing to take that chance with Jalen Tolbert or James Washington when you know
apparently
what Odell Beckham is capable of doing if, and this is the only reason we're probably bringing him in, because if one of these receivers go down, it's a wrap.
Okay.
A wrap.
Well, G, we knew this problem before the season started. Okay. So if we knew this problem before the season started and we didn't do nothing, okay, why do we wait to the 5th hour to say, oh, OBJ is still there. Let's do it. Rue, I know you got someone. You ready to bust. Go ahead, Rue.
my only thing is, and I'll let you keep going. My only thing is, man, before this season started, if you would have told me Dak Prescott goes down after the first game, we're under 500. Every last one of us would have told you the season was over. Like, we're done. We've seen this show before.
Yep.
We're 6-2. We're 6-2, and I mean, obviously, quarterback is much different than the receiver position, but at the end of the day, I completely understand where you're coming from, Chris. I like the aspect of adding OBJ as long as I don't have to sign him to some mega 3-year deal. That seems ridiculous to me. If I'm looking at a 1, maybe 2-year deal at a reasonable minimum veteran salary, I will take it to add the depth. Well, but the bottom line is, I believe in these.
Can I answer your question about it, though, about when Dak went down? We had no idea that our defense was going to be this excellent either. So it became a team game. It became because we wouldn't even think about Cooper Rush. We were like, damn, my defense is doing it for us. Okay? So why would they stop if somebody go down on offense? Why would they stop?
Well, because your quarterback can give the ball away. We saw that in Cooper's last game. As good as our defense is, if they start on their side of the field 3 out of the 5 times that the other team has the ball, well, it's hard to win.
Yep.
It's just at that spot, a lot of us would have thought the season was over. As good as this defense was, even as good as we saw as it was, holding Tampa Bay to 19 points, we saw Dak Prescott go down. We saw the Bengals coming. We thought that was going to be a loss. There was games that we saw coming that it was like, man, I don't know if we're going to have the firepower to get past these guys. Obviously, the defense has outperformed anything that we could have expected them to do. But adding depth at a reasonable number, I don't see any issues with doing that. I believe in these guys that we have already, but adding veteran depth when it's obvious that this locker room wants him, I'll take it. I'm not gonna be griping if I get OBJ with a star on the side of his helmet. But I'm like you too, where in the fact it's like, I'm tired of hearing you talk about it. Why don't you go do something about it?
Nice. And speaking of that star on the helmet, you see Zeke's helmet? You see how that Thanksgiving helmet's gonna look? Woo, boy.
Nice.
So let me ask this question. Now that we got Buzz 6'4" in the house, Buzz, what's going on with you, brother? Look like you evidently it's cold or something's going on.
I'm getting ready for the Packers game, bro. Just practicing.
He's going to Lambeau. If you guys don't know, he's going to Lambeau.
Woo! Now that's one place that I would have to second guess myself going there because how cold it gets up there. You got to be pretty tough, man. Damn.
I'm already second guessing myself, but yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm ready. Wait,
you're going to Lambeau.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be epic, man. I've always wanted to go to Lambeau.
We're gonna definitely look for you. So with this topic that we got going on here, let's get your input. What do you think about this situation here, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I like OBJ. I think he's like Chris said, he's a name. We always go get names. He can be productive As long as we don't overpay him, I think we're okay. And I think we need to kind of what everybody said, where we want to take him away from the other teams and have him. We may not need him, but if he can come in, we can pay him 3 mil, and he can catch a couple balls in the playoffs if we make it to the playoffs. Um, and that's what we want him for, right? I mean, to take the
Yeah.
attention away from CeeDee Lamb, from Schultz, from Gallup, because once he runs those crossing routes, that should open up some space for Gallup to just run down the field. So he's a name, and people are gonna respect the name anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I think we can get him pretty cheap, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like you guys. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money for this guy, and you're not going to spend a lot of money on an injured horse. You're not going to do it. It just doesn't happen like that. So, and he knows this, and that's why nobody has even called him in because they know he's damaged goods. But if the status and his physical goes well, and you can bring him in just like you said, Buzz, and he can contribute to the offense and take pressure off something. Yeah, I have no problem with OBJ being here. But if not, I'm sure somebody else will pick it up. And right now, the Giants are talking about reuniting with him. So along with 49ers. So all these guys are in the NFC, so like I said, if you can get it for cheap, I have no problem with it. So
yeah.
but yeah, man. So that's where we are, man, with OBJ. 21 Armando, you good with that? You all right with it, or you have something else to say on that?
No, I'm good. I think I'm on the. If we get him, we're all right. If we don't get him, we're still all right. That's where I'm at right now with OBJ.
Okay. So let's get on into this now. We on these Cowboys. So let's talk about this showdown that's coming up. Cowboys versus the Packers, man. Yeah, let's get into this. B2 Real is not here. So Rue, you sitting up there at the tower like you ready to go. So come on, what you got for us on this game coming up Sunday?
My only thing I want to say about these Green Bay Packers, I called this before the season started. I had a lot of cheeseheads in my mentions talking about, no, you're crazy. We've never lost this division, blah, 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 blah. I told you were going to be a 500 team, and it looks like you're going to be an under 500 team. So I guess if I was wrong about anything, I was wrong about you been making it to 500
altogether. Great that cheese, baby. Great that cheese.
Hey, Graydon cheese for real. They are done. Them boys are done. I knew they were moldy. It was ridiculous. I don't know. I'm excited. Honestly, I think it was the best time for the bye week. I didn't hear what you said. I don't know.
We got some subliminal messages.
Either way.
How about Derek Carr?
Chill out. Relax. Derek Carr, if you're listening, from wherever you're listening, I'm still not mad at you, Derek Carr. It's McDaniels. It's McDaniels. I'm blaming it on McDaniels until further notice. They should have kept an interim guy. But back to my Cowboys and
get back on track.
Real quick. Here's my whole thing. I love when the bye week came, and I love these next two matchups because we literally get to go into Lambeau and hand them a loss that they don't normally see in that stadium. Because if we face facts, they usually do pretty good at home, but this is one of those years where it's like, I can't wait them to hand their 7th loss in a row. Can you believe that? 7 losses in a row. They've had 6 straight losses. That's insane, Packer Nation. Like, that's nuts.
That's what scares me, though.
But I'm fine with it because they are exactly who I said they were. They're a team that's got no one they can pass to. They're run dependent. And the fact of the matter is, this man has alienated every single person around him. That's why Tay Adams is no longer there, because they were tired of hearing about him crying about his money. When he finally got it, he just alienated everybody around him, and now he's poo-pooing on these guys on podcasts every single week. So it's over for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Really, they need to go ahead and cut bait, trade that man, and go and get every penny that you can get for him, because it's over. It's over. It's done.
So, and before I move on to anybody else, I just want to give you guys a heads up on this. It's supposed to be 34 degrees.
Awesome.
On that day. So,
hopefully
this will be our first cold game.
Expected to go under? Honestly, I just expect this defense to show out like they have been. They're going to be fresh, looking like they were at the beginning of the season, coming off the bye week. I'm expecting a low score, and I'm expecting the Cowboys to dominate the game and cover that spread. No doubt about it.
All right, Mondo, what do you think about this Cowboys-Packer game?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's just to me it's Cowboys-Packers, that's history. But I'll be honest, I'm still weary. It's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has had our number for the past who knows how many years. Aaron Rodgers has a 99 point something passer percentage rating against the Cowboys. So that kind of throws me off. I know it's not the same. We're not seeing the same Aaron Rodgers. We're not seeing he doesn't have weapons around him. But we still gotta respect this man. Uh, you know, I still think we dominate. This defense gets after him. I honestly think we get a Jordan Love sighting in this game.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that has been.
Why? Because he goes down, or because he throws like 3 picks in the game?
I just think it's this defense is going to be too much for Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to be like, you know what, just put the kid in. So I think we get a Jordan Love sighting in this game.
So you're saying we're going to make him tap out?
Yeah.
All right.
Got the grader out.
Dallas Cowboy Chris, what do you think about this game, my man?
Well, I'll be live from St. Louis, Missouri. We're hanging out with Joe, St. Louis Joe. Gonna watch these Cowboys versus the Cheesers. I can't count the Packers out, bro, because they're a desperate team. When you done lost that many games in a row, everybody play their best game against who?
The Cowboys.
So they're gonna give you 1,000%. What the Cowboys need to do in this game, literally, is take their life in the first half. Because if you let Aaron Rodgers hang around at home, we may have some problems. We already know his receivers can't catch a cold, and it's gonna be very cold in Green Bay. Okay, so if we're just banking on that, I think it's a wrong thing to bank on because people do catch fire against the Cowboys. We know that. Because hey, we are America's team. They gonna be on that 345 kick. Everybody gonna be watching that joint. Okay, so I just want the Cowboys to be careful in there and stay to their game plan. Punish them. Defense, get out because Aaron Rodgers. They are gonna run the ball. They got a real good running back. Okay, they seen the film. I've been preaching on this for the last 3 weeks about the Cowboys' run defense. So don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to drop back 50 times. Only way he's going to do that is we up 21. Okay? Mm-hmm. So watch the run game. We handle that. We'll be fine.
If I'm not mistaken, Aaron Jones was in the booth this week.
That's correct.
Yeah. No Rashawn Gary.
AJ Dillon.
No Rashawn Gary. Chris knows all about Rashawn Gary. I'm with Chris, but it's the same kind of plan that we had with the Bears. We can't let them have any kind of confidence. We got to get at them, squeeze their neck, and knock them out. But coming off a bye, who knows what kind of rhythm our offense is going to be. But our defense is going to travel. That's for sure. I think this is a good precursor of what we should practice for, especially come playoff time. Yes, I said playoff because we're a playoff contending team, and cold weather, running the ball, and defense is the name of the game, and that's what we should anticipate. As far as Aaron Rodgers goes, it's septic. It's bad. And I'm sure y'all been in some messed up relationships where it's just, and they're done.
It is bad. It's bad. It's really bad.
The body language is horrible.
It's
and
terrible.
I am about body language and even crucifying CD Lamb for his body language. Aaron Rodgers' body language says it says a lot, and it's horrible, but not just his body language. His teammates' body language towards him is reciprocated, and it's something I don't think that's salvageable. Once respect is gone, you can never get it back. Not even from. Did he mention he's a 2-time MVP? Not one great golf player, quarterback has ever put sauce on their own taco, just like this dude did in the Pan African people show. I expect Michael Parsons to lick his chops and catch up to who's the leader? Judah this game and have him tap out. Maybe we see Jordan Love.
Yeah. All right, that's what's up, Buzz. What do you think, man? Now you're going to be there. Now you got to be really, really careful, man, because you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of cheeseheads. So I don't know how you plan on playing this out. So tell us your plan, brother. What's going on?
So we're gonna be there since starting Saturday. We're just gonna, tailgate and just have fun, man. I don't know, but as far as the game goes, I mean, for me, and not just for me, for all Cowboy fans. I mean, we already know we hate Aaron Rodgers. He always comes back to kill us. This is a revenge game, and even though Mike McCarthy doesn't want to say anything, it means something for Mike McCarthy to come back and beat the Pack. He's not talking about it, but in the locker room, I know they're talking about it. And they're going to try to run the ball because they know that's our weak point. And what we got to do is make sure they can't run the ball by getting the lead early. It's going to be a cold game, so we know that Cowboys don't traditionally play well December or any kind of cold games. We just got to come out strong. I think defensively, just take over immediately. Blitz Aaron Rodgers, put Aaron Rodgers on the ground, rattle him, get him upset, and let it unravel from there.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. But yeah, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be fun.
I'm glad you said that. Blitz Aaron Rodgers. That's one thing I noticed about when we had Marinelli and Chris Rashad. We respected Aaron Rodgers way too much to where we would even blitz him. We sit back in cover 2, cover 3, and he had all day to throw the ball. But I really think DQ is definitely going to bring some different blitz packages at this guy, knowing that, they're near disassembled already. Yeah. So I'm sure we're going to ride the backs of this defense. This defense is going to catch fire, and this is what's going to drive our offense. So I see a different type of defense than what Marinelli did in the past. Sit back and play.
Yeah, you got to make them uncomfortable.
Make them very uncomfortable.
Just like Mikey was talking about body language. It's not just body language. Even in the press conference, it's language. I mean, he's trashing everybody, man.
Yeah, he is. It's terrible.
We know he's the MVP. You don't have to tell us you're the MVP. Just play the game. But anyway, it's unraveling real fast.
It is. And we might as well just take the rest of the ravel out of there and deflate them and deplete them and just make them where they're six-game losing streak. That's what I say, guys. So, all right, let's give it real quick. Let's go real quick. Let's give our final prediction on the score, starting with Allow Me to Butt In. What's your final score? We're going to finish this up.
27-7, Cowboys.
Ooh.
All right, Mondo 21. What's your final score, brother?
He literally took the at 27-10. I'm going with 27-10. He literally took my score.
All right, Dallas Cowboy Chris, what's your score on the game, brother?
Okay, Packers 31, Cowboys 3.
Okay, what? Mikey, what's your score?
27-21 Cowboys.
Ooh, that's a good game. That's a damn good game. Buzz, what's your score, my man?
52-10 Cowboys. No, I'm kidding. 34-14, 34-10, something like that. That's what I want. I want to blow them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 21-13 Cowboys, man. I think we can pull up 24 points. So
we're respecting the man. We're respecting him.
Yeah. Who is that? Rodgers?
Yeah, we're respecting him a little bit because he's still with Rodgers.
Yeah, we'll give him 10 points.
I think we're all traumatized. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's the trauma.
Don't be within 21 points in the fourth.
Number 7. Number 7 is coming.
Number 7 is coming. You damn right. And number 11, always open. So I'm sure he's going to put some blitz package together that's definitely going to cause Aaron Rodgers to give up that ball and throw a couple of picks. So
this man going to show out in the cold watch.
Yes,
sir. I hope when I see a Turpin sight.
For sure.
Yeah,
I want a Turpin sight.
Zeke said maybe, but I saw some article earlier saying Zeke said maybe, but Zeke's got to play.
Zeke is not sitting out 2 games.
He's got to go. He's got to play.
Did you guys see that big old brace he's wearing?
Well, yeah.
He's wearing a big old brace.
It's Tyron Smith's arm brace.
Yeah, for real.
No doubt.
Yeah, so man, like I say, I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm hyped up, man, because it's been a whole week that we didn't get a chance to play. So here we are, man. We trying to get back into the swing of things. So we definitely need to set the tone, man. This thing started. So, like I always say, from the Cowboy Huddle to you, don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. So let's make it happen Dallas Cowboys. Let's get it.
Cowboys.
Boom.
Deuces, baby.
Boom.
Cowboys